just to rewatch it again. We got this thing going. Okay, cool. So we are live, guys. So now right here, you're going to see, guys, right here, this is our beautiful Swipecoin scalper. And just like Ralph said in our chats, this is the hottest product right now. And by far, in my opinion, the easiest product to use, right? This thing literally just works in 3 minor steps. So if you're someone who hasn't used it before, click this little button right over here, all right, right up top here. And it's going to pop up this window and you're going to see a nice little video, 17 minutes with Kevin, who's one of our GCX educators. They're going to show you exactly how the 3-step system works. Here is the 3-step system. All right. This is just your way to use the scalper in the most simple, basic way. But for me, I like to take it up a notch because I don't want to just go for one trade. I don't want to just go for the sell like it's basically showing me right here. I want to be able to actually have multiple options, whether I go for a buy or for a sell. And that's why we use Seun Oguntosin's strategy, because he gives us the opportunity to mark up this chart, right? But looking for a buy and looking for a sell. Okay, so with Seun Oguntosin, he's going to have 4 different steps. Okay, 4 different steps. So if anyone on the call actually has those steps that you can copy and paste and put in the chat, please just go ahead and do it for me. I'm just going to pull up my notes on my phone so I can kind of read off exactly what we're going to be going through. All right. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. All right, so the 4-step system, all right, very similar to the original way that it's actually being laid out, but there is different orders and a couple other things that we're going to need on there first. Okay, so the first step, so if you guys are taking notes right now, all right, step number 1 for Seun Oguntosin. Oh, perfect, there it is. Boom. Who dropped that? Who dropped that? Ah, Carlton, appreciate you. Amazing. Okay, so step number 1, guys, is first we're going to actually turn, we're going to turn this chart from the candles into a line chart. Okay, the reason why I like using this line chart and I love using this is because look how much easier it is to actually see the tops and the bottoms of the chart right now, right? Take a look at this again, right? You can actually literally see the tops and when the peaks and the valleys are in comparison to candles when you actually see wicks and bodies. You know, as someone who's new into trading, sometimes reading candles can get a little bit confusing when it comes to the wicks and to the body. So that's why I like using the fact that we turn this thing into a line chart. Okay, from that line chart right here, you can fully see exactly where price is. You're not going to get faked out with wicks. You're not going to get faked out with a body. And you're not going to have to understand, hey, do I do it on the wick? Do I do it on the body? Do I do from wick to wick? Do I do from body to body? Or can I mix it? No, with a line chart, you literally get a chance to see where the highest points were. Okay, so now step number 2 is we have to understand the 50 EMA. All right, just like the original way that we use the scalper, we still use that 50 EMA as one of our indicators to help us to understand what is going on in the market. Okay, so the 50 EMA right here, like I always explain to everyone, 50 EMA is basically the moving average of the last 50 candles. Okay, the moving average of the last 50 candles is indicated by this beautiful orange line, yellow line, however you want to call it. If it's yellow and I said orange, sorry, I might be colorblind, but right over here, you can see this line right here, it cuts through all these other lines, okay? We have to understand that where the current price is in correlation to where that yellow EMA is, that's gonna tell us whether we wanna go for a buy or whether we wanna go for a sell, okay? So always understand, find out where is the yellow EMA, okay? If the yellow EMA has price now below it like this, remember there's gonna be more selling pressure. So you don't want to go for buys. You want to go for more of the sells, okay? And then vice versa. If we find the yellow EMA and we find that the blue line are actually above the yellow, that means we're going to go for more buys because there's going to be more buying pressure in the market because it's trending above the average, okay? So drop some ones if that makes sense, guys. Step number 1 and step number 2. All right, drop some ones for me if that makes sense. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. Again, if you do see in the chat box right now, there is all the steps that are actually here that you can take into your notes. I definitely recommend that you take that. All right, so next thing is going to be step number 3. All right, step number 3 is probably one of the more confusing ones when you start to do this, but it's literally trying to find where the market structure is going to be. All right, so we have Bitcoin pulled up here. I'm going to actually try to remove the original ones that are here. Okay, so I'm going to take out some of the clutter from here because we're not going to really use all what the scalper is going to be giving us. All right, boom, perfect. I got rid of those. So what we're going to have to do now is we have to understand how to find levels of structure. All right, levels of structure are basically going to be our supports and our resistances inside this market. Okay, so when we do that, there's something called a touch point system. Is a touch point system here? Touch point system. No, okay, touch point system is not on here, which I will put on there briefly or shortly. But what we have to understand is when we're looking for support and resistance, we want to make sure there's more touches. Okay, when I say touches, I want to see where literally price comes to a specific area and literally bounces off of it. So something along the lines of, say, let's look at this one right here, right? Price comes back down and literally makes a U-turn and then goes the other direction, right? Same thing up here. Price literally comes up and then makes a U-turn and goes in the opposite direction, right? Those are what I'm going to classify more so as touches. Typically, what we call them are like pivot points, where the market goes one way and it literally just pivots and goes in the opposite direction. All right, we want to make sure that with our touch point system, okay, I'm gonna type down the touch point system so that you guys understand for step number 3. So touch point system. Okay, touch point system goes by if you have 1 to 2 days, right, on the chart. So if you're looking on the chart and so within 1 to 2 days, you want to see the price do 3 to 5 touches. Okay, now if we have more than 3 days, okay, so 3+ days, we're going to want to actually take a look to see if the price touches the line or support and resistance 5 to 10 touches. Okay, so that's the touch point system right there. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so touch point system, 1 to 2 days, we need to see it touch 3 to 5 times. If it's 3+ days, we need to see it touch 5 to 10 times. Okay, this is going to be something that's going to be very, oh shoot, Carlton, you got it on there for me too. My bad. But yeah, so you want to ensure that this is going to be something that you focus on and how to identify it. Okay, so I'm not going to draw one right now. I'm actually going to show you guys my markups from earlier this morning because I won 2 trades off the Scalper earlier this morning. So I'm going to show you guys on my trading view because I transferred everything over to my trading view just so I can set up alerts. So I'm going to share this here with you guys. All right. So you guys can actually see right here my previous trade that I took, right? I found this green line, which was going to be my level of support. And that level of support actually broke earlier this morning, right? So let me make this easier for everyone to see again. All right. Boom. So here we go. Let me turn this off quickly. All right. So if you guys can actually take a look right over here. All right. So let's take a look at my support first, right over here. Okay. So I want you guys to actually count out. All right. Let me get rid of the EMA just for a second. All right, so I want you guys to look at this bottom green line and based off of what you can see currently on this chart, drop in the chat right now how many times you see price touching my green line and pivoting, okay? Drop it in the chat right now and I'm gonna count this out in my head as well. And I'm gonna see how close we get together as a family as we count this. So go ahead and start counting how many times you see touches happening on this bottom green line. All right, Tasia says she sees 9. Okay, anyone else? How many more do you guys, or how many do you guys see on there? I want to see at least 10 answers in here. About 7. Okay, cool. All right, count it out, guys. All right, Jeffrey says 9. All right, Adam says 9. Pookie says 9. All right, perfect. I'll wait for one more answer. So Pookie said 9, Adam said 9. All right, let's count that out. Let's see where everyone was seeing, 9. All right, let's count it out. So right here, so 1, 2. Right in here, there's a little one. Oh, right in here, there's a little one too. All right, 2. There's 3. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Perfect, right? This 9th one was actually my entry. This was actually my retest. So when I did this, I only saw 8, but you guys are seeing 9, which is perfect because that's exactly where I entered this trade. And it literally hit my first target, which was right over here. So perfect, good job, guys. So you guys can see that. Now, if you guys can't see that, drop some 2s, guys, if you're having an issue right now seeing why they saw 9 touches. And I can explain that just a little bit more. Because like I said, this is going to be one of the most crucial things to do when you're marking up your own chart when it comes to the scalper. So anyone have any questions, or does anyone want me to clarify? If you need me to clarify this a little bit more, drop some 1s in the chat. Because like I said, when you're marking up your own chart, in order to use this, you have to understand what it is that you're looking for. All right, so Jessica, perfect. Okay, so we got Jessica saying she needs more help with that. Now, Jessica, if you want, unmute yourself or go ahead and just type in the chat right now exactly what is confusing about these touches for you. Now, while you write your question down, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to circle all of these right here so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so there was the one. There's the other one. This one actually has two.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
Just to kind of clarify it and show it off a little bit easier for you. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are these circles helping you out?
Much better.
All right. Perfect. There you go. Let me just keep circling all of these so it's a little bit clearer for everyone. All right. Boom. Right there. All right, cool. So this is exactly how we identify the touches. All right. So that's why this became a good one. Because now if you guys take a look at it, let's look at the date right here on this first one. All right. Down at the bottom, the date on this one says December 28th. Today on the chart, oh man, I closed out my trade. Oh, sorry. Today is January 3rd. So from December 28th to January 3rd, how many days is that? How many days? Drop it in the chat. Sean, give me a second. I just want everyone to answer this question first, and then I'll get to your question. All right, that's 6 days, right? So that's 6 days from when we started to see this. Now, if we follow the touch point system, right? If it's three or more days on this touch point system, we need to have a minimum of 5 to 10 touches. All right, I didn't count that second from the last one because it wasn't touching. It's all good. No worries. No worries. I like to use like the area if it's close enough. Doesn't always have to be smack on. Obviously, if it's a little bit closer, it's better. If it's smack on, it's better. But I still use that as like almost like a half a point, I would say, right? But yeah, so this was basically 6 days. All right. So remember, within 6 days, so that's more than 3 days. We needed to touch minimum 5 to 10 times. So you can see exactly where we saw all of these happening right here. All right. So Jessica, I hope that answers the question. If it doesn't, yeah, 7 could say. So if it doesn't, Jessica, please go ahead and ask again, because sometimes these questions help more than one person on the call. But Sean, Chairman, what do you got, brother?
Yeah, so basically exactly what Carlton just said with it not touching. I was gonna mention, are we able to do like, I'm not saying a huge zone, but maybe like what like maybe a 30 to 50 pip zone, because it is Ethereum at the end of the day, which moves absolutely insane. So that's what I was gonna say. It doesn't have to hit the exact price in order to count it as a touch.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be bang on, because remember, when it comes to trading and when it comes to the different platforms and brokers that we use, not every single price is the exact same. But if you give yourself a little bit of a window, so let's say with Ethereum, give yourself roughly around, you know, between a 40, 50 pip window, give or take. Actually, that's probably much. I'd probably say like 20 to 30 pip window of like the touch that it's going to have. It doesn't always have to be bang on. You'll never ever have it bang on. Even when you watch the educators, they always say areas, right? Because it's ever going to be pinpoint right on the price. So using them in the areas are good. So let's use this one as an example, right? This one didn't touch at all, right? It came close to it. But then also you can use the same theory as like, well, this one here passed lower than it, right? So this one I'm still going to accept because, yeah, it's still close enough to where it pivoted along the lines of this green line right here. And then same thing applying to this one here, close enough to touch it, right? Even my retest, if you guys really see it here, right? My retest didn't really touch it either, right? My entry retest did not touch it. So if I waited for this to fully touch, it would have boom, it would have basically missed, and I would have missed this whole trade. Oh my God, it's going all the way to TP2. That's 600 pips, amazing. But yeah, so basically, it's okay if it comes close to it, not bang on. All right. Tej, got a question. How far apart is your support and resistance? And is yours different from Sean's? No, I don't have a specific amount from support to resistance, right? The most important thing you have to find out is this doesn't matter what difference is going to be. You just have to ensure that the price is in between your support and resistance, right? The reason why you want to have your support and resistance, or the price in between your support and resistance, is so that if price decides to go up, you can catch the buy. If the price decides to go down, you can catch the sell, right? So the reason why mine is from here to here is because now we're going to go look at finding a resistance level. Okay, so right here, right now, guys, I want you guys to take a look and tell me right now, how many times do you see the blue price line touching my green resistance over here? Let me just spread this out a bit. All right, so I'll drop it in the chat, guys, right now. How many times do you see price touching our green resistance line? All right, we got 5. So Sean says 5. Adam says 5. All right, Tasia says 5. Sean corrected himself, says 6. Right, Isabel says 5. All right, so perfect. We have somewhere consistent right there, right? So let's, again, I'm going to circle it just to make it easier for everyone again to see. Let's circle where we can see these touches happening. Okay, so here's our first one, right? Pivots right here. Pivots right here. All right. Pivots right here. All right, again, this one here, I would count this too. Even though it doesn't fully touch it, I'm still counting it. All right, we get touch right here. And we also get a touch right here. All right, boom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if anyone says 5, between 5 to 6, we're good. If you didn't want to count this, that's okay, right? That's what you're going to be using your trading strategy on. But for me, I like to count this. So I'm saying 6. All right, that was the one I missed at first. It's all good, right? So now let's take a look at the date again, right? So from our first one right here, we have December 28th all the way to January 3rd. How many days is that again, guys? Right, how many days, how many days? All right, perfect. And if we have more than 3 days, we need to have minimum 5 to 10 touches. All right, so since this from here to here was 6 days, we need to have minimum 5 to 10 touches. We have 6 right in here. Some might say 5, but I'm gonna go with 6. All right, so this was gonna be my resistance level right here. So Tasia, that goes back to the question that you just asked, right? I don't have a specific distance between support and resistance. I just have to make sure I find a resistance level that matches what Sean says for his touch point system, and same thing for his support. Okay, makes sense, guys? Drop some 2s if this is making sense for everyone. Or if you need to ask a question, just unmute yourself. Oh my God, I wish I held that position. That would have been like 900 pips right there. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, cool. So that is step number 3, understanding the touch point system. Okay, the last thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find something called the super trend. This is just another, I know she's melted. This is just another indicator to kind of help you in a more zoomed in scale as to what is going on in the market. Okay, so you can actually find this on the Swipecoin Scalper as well, right? So if you go to the indicators right here, right, just type in super trend. And it's going to be the first one, and the only one that pops up. All right, so when you pull up the super trend now, you're going to get these green and red squiggly lines. You need to change the settings on this. All right, so in order to change the setting, all you have to do is right click on a green or red line, right? And then you're going to go down to your settings right over here. All right, once you go into the settings, we're going to change these inputs right here, right? So we're going to go with the length as 1 and factor is going to be 1 as well. All right, once you see that change, look how much tighter it gets. Okay, the reason why we're going to use this is because in a smaller, more zoomed in scale, you can kind of see what, like I say, like the mini trend is going to be looking like. All right, because the overall trend in this right now is showing, you know, consolidation. The mini trend that it's showing right here was it showed some uptrend, but a little bit of downtrend. So I'm going to go based off of what I see as most recent. Okay, so that's the reason right here we're going to go for a sell, or more so for sells. Okay, so if we recap all of this going on right now, all right, we changed the lines, we changed the chart to a line chart, step number 1. Okay, we changed, we found the 50 EMA, right, the yellow line, and we found out where is price. Currently price is below exactly where we're looking at. And then step number 3 was using your touch point system, right? In order to actually find how many touches or what's a valid support and what's a valid resistance, okay? Once you find that, last step is gonna be, let's use the super trend to give us a better understanding. Hey, are we trending down or are we trending up? All right, once you get all those confirmations, you're good to go. Anytime you get any type of misconstruing, right? Let's say that everything was showing that down pressure except that price was above our yellow EMA. Anytime you get anything that contradicts any of the steps, any of the 4 steps, you just cancel that trade, you don't take it. You need to make sure every single one of those steps are gonna be basically according to the rules, right? When you follow the rules to this game, you're going to win. But if you decide to not follow the rules, you ain't winning this game, guys, all right? So just ensure that you know the 4-step system and the touch point system as well, okay? Any questions right now? Any questions right now? Okay, if there's no questions at the moment, let me break down exactly how I draw my long positions and I draw my short positions, okay? So right over here, you can see when I actually created on my trading view, okay, when I created on my trading view, these were my long and my short, all right? Anytime I'm trading Ethereum, for this example, I give myself about a 50 pip stop loss. Sorry, a 30 pip stop loss, okay? If you're trading Bitcoin, for instance, right? If you're trading Bitcoin, you need to give Bitcoin 300 pips of a stop loss, all right? This was the other trade that I won earlier today too, right here. I actually smashed my second target for this. I wish I held, but you know, it is what it is. But when it comes to using these right here, I do 300 pip stop loss for Bitcoin and 30 pip stop loss for my Ethereum. Okay, so make sure you guys understand that. Now, let me go back to my Ethereum chart right here. Okay, when I do my TPs, right, or when I do my target, always remember you want to have a risk to reward, right? So R and R, you always want to have minimum 1 to 3. All right, 1 to 3, bare minimum 1 to 1. So you risk $1 to make $1. But I like to look at 1 to 3 risk to reward. Okay, so when I do my risk to reward, you can see right here, I pulled this up right here, right? In order to find that, let me just show you guys on TradingView really quickly, right? Right over here, click this, you're gonna see long and short. Short means for sells and long means for the buys. All right, so I'm gonna use the short position right here, just as an example, because this is the trade that's currently in profits and I currently won from. All right, so you can see right here in the little window, okay, it says that I have a risk to reward of 2.86, close enough to 3. All right, and then if you actually see right above here, my red zone, which is my stop loss area, is about 30 pips in stop. And remember, this is Ethereum that we're looking at, okay? Now, that means to me that if I have a risk of 1 to 3 with a 30 pip stop loss, that means I'm looking to get 90 pips or 90 points right here. So you can see my target right here where it says target is 90. All right, are you setting buy and sell limits? No, I never set limit orders at all because like I said, if I set a limit order on this one here, right, that would have never touched that entry. So I don't like setting limits personally. I like to go from our market execution. I'm going to show you how you can actually do that if you actually have the trading view with the pay trading view, but I'll show you even without the pay trading view. But I never set limits on my trades. I always do market execution. Okay, so you can see right here. So 30 pips is going to be, or sorry, 30 points is going to be the stop loss, and then 90 points is going to be the target. Okay, so right here it gives you a risk to reward ratio of 2.86 roughly. Alerts are your, yeah, exactly. Are you constantly watching your trade then? I don't. I'm going to show you little tips and tricks that I actually personally use with TradingView. If you don't have TradingView, you can always use the FTX app to actually set alerts for yourself for free. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is right here. So I'm going to show you guys briefly right here. I use this as my take profit 1. All right, because my take profit 3, scalping, you don't want to be in the market too long. Once you're actually in this trade right here, right, I'm going to give myself a few different targets. So the reason why I did this first one as my target is because if I actually, draw another line right here roughly, I found that there was a level of structure. I found that the price was touching here, and touching here, right? And then I saw previously this was also being used as a ceiling before. So in order to find your take profits, always look for the next level of structure in the direction you're looking to go. All right, that's how I find my TPs and how I find my TPs within my risk to reward of 1 to 3. All right, so let's say now I'm in this trade. Okay, let's say I've entered this trade. I get the full clean break and retest. Once I'm in a trade right here, okay, I'm gonna actually set an alert for my first take profit. All right, once I set my alert for my first take profit, what I'm now gonna do is I have the ability to actually go ahead and take my stop loss and put it to break even and then continue to go into for the rest of the trade. All right, so the next thing I do now is I can either have my TP set up as my 1 to 3, okay? And then as I see that this is touching my first level of take profit, I'm gonna get an alert. Once I get an alert on my phone, on my trading view, wherever it might be, what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna take a look at my phone really quickly and see what's going on with the trade. Once I see that my trade has gone to TP1, I have options, right? I have the option and I have the ability to move my stop loss to break even for a fully risk-free trade, right? Or now I have the ability as well to close out my trade for partial profits. Or if you're trading with a smaller lot size, like say 0.01, you can close out your trade completely if you feel like you've made enough, or you can continue holding on for your next target or for the full 1 to 3 risk to reward. All right. How many did you say to find your structure to take profit? 3 or more touches. Yeah, I always just look for the next level of structure. So you can use the same theory of the touch point system to find your support and resistance. So as long as you find the next level of structure, that's typically a good area that price is going to come to and potentially react off of it. So yeah, if you want to use the the touch point system, go ahead, use a touch point system, right? But for me, I can kind of ballpark it with my eye now to kind of see, hey, if I touches like 3 times, I know that's a level of structure. All right. So does that make sense to everyone on how I was able to create this so I know what to do? All right, makes sense. All right, cool. So the next thing that you guys can do is if you're not paying for TradingView, I recommend that you download the FTX app. The FTX app is actually where you can plug in all of your investments for your portfolio to keep track of it, right? If you're someone who has multiple investments in different platforms, right, you can keep track of it by using FTX. But if you use the FTX app, you can actually pull up each one of the cryptos that you're actually going to be trading on MT4, and you can actually put price alerts as well, right? So for me, I just went ahead and did the convenience side of paying for TradingView. But if you don't want to go ahead and buy TradingView for $14 a month, you can use FTX to set yourself some alerts. All right. So on the FTX app, highly recommend you guys get that. That way you can set price alerts so that you know, hey, it's coming to my first target or it's touched my first target. I should go look at my trade, right? Or hey, it's going to my second target. I should go look at my trade, make my modifications, whether that's taking partial profits or whether that means I'm moving my stop loss into a break even or trailing it into profits. All right. So makes sense. I think I only got 2 MSs out of the 16 on the call. Please let me know if you have any questions on this part right here. We're good. Makes sense. Okay, perfect. So the last thing I'm going to go over when it comes to the technical analysis side is to understand how do you know the true break and retest. All right. So here's something important. So I'm going to show you guys using a line chart. Okay. I'm using candles, okay? So with the candles right here, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what is not considered a break and what it is considered a break. Okay, right over here. So let's focus on here. So let's say we're going for a buy and we're waiting for it to basically destroy our ceiling right here, okay? So what you can guys see right here, yeah, there's a couple of wicks over here, right? But we want to make sure that we find a full body closing above our level of resistance. Okay, so like I said, let's pretend we're going to go for a buy. Here's what the difference is when it comes to a closing body versus a wick that's kind of wicking us out. All right, with this circle right here, okay, you can see that price comes up here multiple times, but it's only really creating wicks above. These wicks are not enough information for us to say, hey, look, this is breaking our ceiling, aka our resistance. Okay, we don't have enough information right here because as you guys can see right here, price came up and only wicked at it and then came crashing back down. Price came up to wick at it and then came crashing back down. Price came back again and wicked at it and then came crashing down. But here is exactly where you can see a true breakout right here. Okay, this candle specifically. Let me just move this a little bit right here. So you can see this green candle right over here is what signals that we are good to go to say that this right here is actually breaking our level of structure. All right, guys, can you guys see that okay? And this is exactly the candle we're looking at for the buy, as opposed to just these wicks. All right, this candle in my green box right over here is exactly what you want to be looking for. All right, the reason being is because this candle right here has a body that is closing above this line. Whereas with these ones here, there's too many wicks and not enough of a body closing. What time is best to trade on ETH? It depends. It depends what type of trader you are, to be honest. So when we're using the scalper, we only do the 15-minute chart. All right. If you're someone that's going to scalp, remember there's 3 different types of traders. A scalper is in the market only within the day, right? Or not even the day, within like a few hours in the day, right? An intraday trader is someone who's going to be in the market within the day, right? Someone who's going to be a swing trader is going to be someone that's actually going to be in the trade for multiple days going into weeks. So you have to identify what type of trader you are. What we're doing today on this training is more so scalping. So we look at the smaller time frames. All right. If you're going to hold on to trades longer, go to the bigger time frames because they tell you truer pictures. If you're going to be scalping like we are today, you go to the smaller time frames like a 15-minute. All right. So this is what we're looking for, guys, right? We want to find a candle that does this. So as soon as this candle closes, right, you have 2 options, right? You can enter right away and then go on to the next candle, or you can wait for a retest. Me personally, I just go ahead and I'll just go into a candle right away, right? So this candle right here, you guys can see that here's the closing body of this candle right here. All right, right at the very, very top, I would have entered on the next one right over here. All right, so you guys can see right here, that candle basically closed up here in comparison to where our resistance level is going to be. Once you see that close, what happens right here, now you can enter into this trade and look at how far this thing actually went, right? So right here, what you can actually do now is when you're looking at these candles, each one of these are 15-minute candles, all right? That now means that you're only going to be able to take trades every 15 minutes. So whenever the clock strikes 00, oh wait, yeah, whenever the clock strikes 00, 00, 15-minute, 30-minute, or 45-minute, those are when you enter your trades, okay? Only at the 00, 15, 30, and the 45. Because what happens is if you were to enter this trade and you didn't actually enter the trade within the 00, the 15, the 30, and the 45, the price could potentially come up to here and only create a wick and then come back down below to not clarify exactly this is the level that we're looking to break, okay? So make sure you guys are always looking at trades only on the 00, the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and the 45-minute. All right, those are absolutely crucial to understand when to get in the market. There's been times when I first started using this and I didn't wait until the 15-minute mark and I would literally get wicked out, right? I got a false breakout and it actually cost me money because I was not being patient, all right? Literally trading is literally money transferring from the impatient to the patient, right? This game we're playing right now, this is a game for being patient in the market. All right. Remember, like I said, trading is literally the game of transferring money from the impatient to the patient. All right. So you got to be patient with these markets. Okay. So any questions whatsoever on how I kind of broke this down a little bit more than the last time I did a call? Any questions? If not, yes, me too. I was jumping in. There's some less. There you go. Yeah, me and Tasia went way back. We were trying to master this dang thing. Even before the new year. I think it was like the summertime. Yeah, no problem, Tasia. No problem. Right. So any questions? Do you see the 5-minute at all for confirmation? Nope. I do not use. I only use anything on the 15-minute chart. Only the 15-minute chart. Very thorough, no problem, Carlton. My pleasure, my pleasure. We do have another 15 minutes, which I actually want to give you just a little bit extra sauce in like my trading process as well, because I don't just use the chart. There's 3 different ways that you're supposed to be analyzing the market, and using the chart is only one of them. All right, cool. So it seems like no questions. It seems like everyone's okay. You guys already know, if you ever have questions or if you want to set up a one-on-one call, you can always hit me up on my Instagram, hit me up on a DM, and then you can actually get your questions answered there. What the next thing I want to do is I want to make sure you guys understand that just a chart alone is not good enough to understand how the markets work. Okay, so there's 3 ways that you're supposed to be trading. There's 3 types of analysis. All right, the first one is called a technical analysis. The next one's going to be a fundamental. And then the next one's going to be a sentimental. Okay, technical analysis is basically using the chart. Okay, so here's another tip for you on how to properly use the chart. This is going to be a game changer for you, using the DXY. Okay, so for those of you guys who know Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is so dependent on how the DXY moves. All right, so what is a DXY, guys? Type in the chat box. What's a DXY? What's a DXY? What's a DXY? Perfect, dollar index. Okay, the dollar index is so important because this is the American dollar, right? This US dollar is so dependent on how Bitcoin moves. All right, and then Ethereum is dependent on how Bitcoin moves as well. So the reason why you want to take a look at what is going on with the dollar index first is because it's going to influence what Bitcoin does. So then when you trade Bitcoin and then you trade Ethereum or XRP, right? XRP and Ethereum are dependent on what Bitcoin does, right? So you see how the train kind of goes. So first start off and look at what is going on with the dollar index, because whatever the dollar index is doing, Bitcoin will do the opposite. So dollar index goes up, Bitcoin means it's going down, right? So if you guys are looking at this right now, what direction is the dollar index going? Right? Type in the chat box. What direction is the dollar index going at the moment? Yep, so Adam says up, perfect, exactly. Dollar index is going up. If I go to the Bitcoin chart, what direction is Bitcoin going? All right, Bitcoin's going down, perfect. And if Bitcoin is the leader of all cryptocurrencies, that means if Bitcoin's going down, Ethereum is going down as well. And if you decide to trade XRP, XRP is probably going down too. All right, so there's a little bit of help that you do before you start trading. This technical analysis is going to help you guys out. Use the dollar index to understand what direction the dollar is going, because crypto is going to go in the opposite direction. Okay, so that's what you're going to use. The next one is called a fundamental analysis. Fundamental just means what is going on in the news at the moment, right? What type of news is going around when it comes to the crypto market, when it comes to Bitcoin? All you have to really do is go onto Google and just do Bitcoin news, right? Go onto Bitcoin news and you're going to be able to see certain things that are being said in the market right now. All right. So I just went onto this right here, news.bitcoin.com. Let's see what the heck is going on right now. Right. Grab some news. So as soon as you start to see any type of like negative news, that's going to influence the market as well. Right here. So right now it's a little bit weird time, I'm not going to lie, with the news, because right now it says US inflation skyrockets, which should mean that the dollar should be dropping down. And if the dollar is dropping down, that means Bitcoin should be going up. But it's kind of doing the opposite right now. It's a little bit of a funny time. But using your news is going to be very, very key. Another place I like to grab my news, it's called Decrypt. Right? So decrypt.co, I have it in my bookmarks tab right here. This is how I do my fundamental analysis. Understanding to find out the news is very key. So technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and the last way to analyze the market is sentiment, which is basically how is everyone feeling in the market right now, right? Is there greed or is there fear? What you guys can actually do is you can use this index, right? This index right here tells you what kind of sentiment is going on in the market as we speak. All right, so this website right here, you can literally go alternative.me/crypto. Actually, you know, I'm gonna drop this in the chat box for you guys. Right, use this right here to understand what is the sentimental analysis at the moment. Right now, there's a bit of fear happening in the market. If people are scared, the general public means they're going to be selling. There's going to be more selling pressure, right? If there was a lot of greed, that means there's probably a lot more price action going upwards. All right, so you can use this as a little indication to help you understand what direction is the market going. So remember, guys, the 3 different ways to analyze a market, right? You're going to use technical analysis, so using your charts. You're going to use fundamental analysis, which is going to be news, and then you're also going to be using the sentimental analysis, which is going to be how is everyone feeling in the market at the moment. All of that stuff right there is going to help you to make the right judgment when you're taking a trade. Okay, so here's why I was a lot more biased to taking some sells today. All right, let me just show you guys really quickly. Right, I wanted to take more sells going into the market today. Here's the exact reason why. All right, so I set this up. I trapped my price within my support and my resistance. So I still set up a buy and a sell no matter what, but I knew there was going to be a little bit more selling pressure coming into the market. Here's my first reason why. Dollar index. All right, dollar index, I can clearly see that there was a lot of strength being gained in the dollar index. Dollar index going up means Bitcoin goes down. Okay, so that was step number 1. The next step was, hey, I see there's a lot of fear still in the market, right? People are scared in the market, which means people aren't putting money in. There's probably people taking money out and selling. So that right there means that I know money is probably going to be coming downwards based off of the sentimental analysis. And then based off of the news, I haven't really seen much crazy news to really push Bitcoin to go up or to get any type of excitement happening, right? All I was seeing, I actually saw a few articles saying how, like, you know, Bitcoin can either go this way or that way from Bloomberg, which I was like, there's not enough really strong fundamental news saying that Bitcoin's going to fly up anytime today. So that's how I was able to see that, hey, I think there's going to be more selling pressure happening in this market. Okay, so on top of the Swipecoin Scalper 4-step system with Sean, now you also know how to use the 3 different ways to analyze a market other than just using a chart. All right, guys. So I hope that was a lot of value. I hope you guys took your notes. I'm gonna leave the call open for a couple more minutes for any questions, comments, concerns, or anything at all, because I want to make sure before 4 o'clock I can answer anyone's question on the call right now. So any questions, any questions, any questions? Looks like we're good. I love it. All right, all right, all right. No problem. Where will this recording be? As soon as I finish the call, I'll drop the recording in the trade room chat for everyone. All right, cool. So going forward as well, since I noticed there's a lot of people that consistently come to the calls that I've been hosting, especially for Scalper, I want to take it up a notch for the new year. Would you guys like me to start dropping my analysis in the trade room chats going forward? Because I'm probably going to be doing a lot more trades in the morning time, afternoonish time, and I'm going to just drop them in there so that you can either take the trade with me. Again, I'm not saying take the trades, but you can use them as more so to understand how I'm marking it up or how I'm seeing the charts. So it wasn't a question. All right, I got you guys. So just keep an eye out. It'll either be like a screenshot from my phone or an actual screenshot from TradingView and the Scalper itself. But yeah, I'll definitely start dropping those in for you guys a lot more. And if you guys have questions about them, definitely ask them on there and then just tag me saying that you have a question. Can you do a trading retrading one day? I suppose. What do you want me to do for TradingView? Anything specific? Because then I'll see if I can book myself to do a basics call as opposed to a product call. I'll do a basic call for everyone. But yeah, is there anything specific you'd want me to go over in terms of TradingView? Oh, alerts are simple. I can go over that right now. So here's the thing though. Okay, in order to get alerts on your TradingView, you need to have the paid version. If you have the free version, you only get 1 alert for your whole account, right? Because I have the paid basic version, I actually get, I think, 50 alerts that I can put throughout all of my throughout all of my charts. And all you have to do is like, here, I'll set an alert right here. So let's say I marked it up and this dotted red line right here is the spot I need to set an alert. This little button right here, right beside where the price is, I click the plus button, and then I'm gonna add an alert for the DXY. And then boom, it's gonna show up as like an orange line. As soon as that orange line hits, it's gonna trigger and send me notifications to my phone, to my trading view, and to my email. Is it a one-time fee? It's a monthly fee. The basic package is like 14 bucks. I know they had like a 60% off during Black Friday, or I think it was Black Friday. Yeah, Black Friday. So usually a lot of traders will redo their subscription on Boxing Day because it's cheaper. I'm gonna have to show you that another time because I can't even remember how I did it. But when Cobain showed that to us, yo, I was like, this is perfect to do for training. That little Cobain clicker, click, 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 click. Yep. But yeah, I can show you. I can show you how. I can't remember off the top of my head. So, but yeah, any other questions, guys? Any other questions? So I'm gonna make sure I put my markups and my analysis. You're probably gonna see it you're gonna see it more on the trading view side, just because I like the black background. The colors pop a bit more. The white background on Swipecoin is just a little too. It hurts my eyes a little bit, so that's why I like to transfer everything over to a trading view with the black background. To answer Jeff's question though, you can't get the clicker unless you're using Windows. So if you're a Mac user, sorry folks, you can't get the clicker. If you could do a training call on how to use TradingView, would be great, especially for someone new. Yeah, of course. Windows forever. To be honest, I think, let me double check. I think Cobain has a solid TradingView video that you guys can actually refer to. What am I looking for? Go live. Let me double check for you guys since we're all here. All right, let me check this one last thing, and then if there's no other questions, we'll end the call. I'll just give you guys a few announcements that you guys know what is going on, because this is a special, very, very, very special week. Woo! Our boys are #1 in the company. All right, go to DCX. All right, let's go to Cobain's channel. Let's see what he's got. No, I don't know why this happens. Every time I click on Cobain's channel, it always pops up with someone else's channel. It's so annoying. One more time. Let's try that again. There we go. All right, let's go to his favorites. Oh no, don't tell me they clear out his favorites. Or my computer is just super slow right now. Yeah, my computer's just slow. Yeah, if you actually scroll down, I'm pretty sure he has a trading view breakdown on here. No, don't tell me he got rid of it. Oh, he may have gotten rid of it. Yeah, okay, he may have gotten rid of it. Okay, so
I believe Ralph has something on TradingView.
Who does?
Ralph.
Ralph Danqua?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay, Ralph Danqua. Yeah, guys, go to Ralph Danqua then. So go to the home screen. Oh, maybe I did mix them up. Thank you, Pookie. Appreciate that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so when you go to go live, you go to the home screen. Underneath where the channels that you pick, you can go to the spot right here where it says, "Are you a new member?" Go to the "Are you a new member?" Oh, I gotta get Ralph back on a call. You guys want Ralph Danqua back on a call for Wealth Empire? Drop some ones if you guys want Ralph back for a call for Wealth Empire, because I can definitely get him again. Because he's a big Scalper user too. He says he uses Scalper even as an educator. This guy uses the products, which I love, and this guy is a 6-figure a month trader. No income claims, but this man makes money. So Ralph Danquad right here. All right, you go to his favorites, and you're gonna be able to. All right, cool. We got some interest. So if you want Ralph Danquad to come on a call for Wealth Empire, what do you guys want him to go over though? Because I can't just ask him to do a call and not have anything ready for us, but yeah. Oh, here you go. Perfect. Thank you, Pookie. All right, how to use TradingView. Boom. Basically a 50-minute trading right here. And also, he's one of the educators that does basics for the whole academy. Everything right here are gems. Like, you will learn so much, even though these are considered basics. These are phenomenal videos to go over as a new trader. All right, cool. Perfect. There it is. So yeah, guys, that's what we got right there. Cool. So guys, this week right here, the reason why I was saying this is such an important week, guys, we have a free DCX trial starting today. All right. It goes on at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And if you guys haven't seen the flyer just yet, take a look at everyone's story. There's a flyer going on or going around, and every single day, Monday to Friday this week, there's going to be a set of educators going over the basics of what they are masters at. All right, so today is going to be, I think, Picasso and I think Nick Gomez, if I'm not mistaken, but they're just going to go over like the basics and where they see crypto going. All right, but there's going to be something in store for everyone the next 5 days. Metaverse, NFTs, trading, portfolio building, all of that stuff. All right, so ensure that if you have anyone that you've ever talked to, especially in the new year, all the New Year's resolutioners, hey, I'm gonna build my wealth in 2022. Yo, hit them up, right? Or if you talked to anyone before that had interest in crypto whatsoever, this is the week you really want to plug them in. All right, you really want to plug them in for this. Actually, let me stop recording. You really want to plug them in